Hi, this is Grant with Recraft Creative Reuse Center in Greenville, South Carolina, making a challenge video for this, the PaperCraft Country Loose Parts DIY Art Box. If you ordered one of these off of our web store, or if you were given one as a gift, you're probably saying, wow, that's a really boring brown box. And then you open it up and you're like, there's all this cool stuff. What am I supposed to make out of it? So this video is designed to give you a few directions to channel your creativity. And there's one very specific material, this rubber stencil here, that you probably have no idea what to do with. I'm going to guide you through how to make a really awesome 1x10 custom rubber stamp. First of all, though, this is a loose parts box, so it's designed for open-ended exploration. There are no directions inside the box, and that is with intent. We have not included instructions. Boxes are loosely themed around a surprising variety, we hope, of materials. So I want to go through some of our thoughts when we were putting them together, what we hoped you could make at home, and also some of our best techniques, like how to make the rubber stamp. So on with the challenge video. There's two challenges in this box. Again, if you'd like to challenge your creativity and you want to kind of meet a specific objective with it. The first one is this custom rubber stamp. This is a Recraft original. I haven't ever seen this done before. We were simply playing with these two different materials. This is from one local manufacturer. It is waste, it's called Monument Stencil. It's kind of a Band-Aid colored rubber is what it is, with an adhesive back. We saw this from a different local manufacturer, and we said, hold on, we can put them together. You can make yourself a rubber stamp, dip it in ink, right? And you can like roll it and continuously roll it over and over and over. So here is the trick. So take your cardboard tube. This rubber stencil is probably slightly longer than you need. That was done on purpose. It's the right diameter. But so you've got a little bit to play with. This part right here, you might want to just try that first, doing a piece this big before you go for the whole thing. All right? So I'm going to cut that piece off. And I'm going to measure. I'm like, okay, it goes around to right there. Definitely leave a little more than you might need for the whole circle. You cut about an inch off. We're going to play with this first. This is going to be the demo that I'm going to work with on in this video. If you look at the finished store-bought rubber stamps in your kit, and you should have a few, this one says to and from, right? But if you look at the rubber, it's actually reversed. That's because you're going to dip it in ink, and then you're going to put it on the paper. So this is the mirror image of what you actually want to be able to see when you print it. So the same is going to be true of your rubber stamp. When you're making a design, if you do the design on this side, it's going to come out backwards. So you actually want to flip it around to the adhesive backing, this white paper, which conveniently, it's like really easy to see on. Grab a Sharpie or whatever you want to do. And you're going to use this side, the white side, to draw your design on. Again, I suggest snipping off about an inch or an inch and a half from the end, just to do a sample before you do the whole roll. I'm going to do a letter of the alphabet. So doing your name on this thing is probably one of the most gratifying stamps you can make, because then you can like stamp anything you want with your name, and that'd be pretty cool. I've also seen some continuous designs on this, like swirls and patterns. Those can look really fun too. But for right now, I'm just going to make a letter. We're going to make the letter S. It's probably a good example, so we don't make sure it doesn't get backwards. Now you can draw it however you want. That's how I draw my S's. All right, and obviously, if you're a better drawer of letters, that'll make a difference. And you're just going to cut out. Don't have to worry about the Sharpie at all, because again, the stamp side is on the other side. All right, and it's going to get pretty discolored once you start dipping it in ink anyway, so don't worry too much about that. The main thing again is you want to draw on the white backing side, and whatever you draw on that, what you see is what you'll get. So you're going to cut that out. I'm cutting out my S now. do. All right, so again, S on the white backing side means that my stencil is backwards. It's a backwards S. That's what I want. I'm then going to affix that to the cardboard core. All right, and one nice thing is that this is exactly as wide as your rubber. You can refix this, it's fine. If you're a little bit off, that's okay too. All right. You should also have a ink pad, maybe a small one, maybe a big one, all different colors, but there should be an ink pad in your box as well. So there's my stencil, again, backwards S. All right, get it covered in ink here. And there's my S. All right. It is the very first one, so it's not like a real deep imprint. You want to kind of get this like full of ink before it's going to start working. But there you go. So this stuff is rubber sticker. That's what this is for. And there's plenty of it to go all the way around that cardboard core and make your very own custom stencil with your name or other cool patterns, whatever you want to do. That's challenge number one. The other challenge is really a lot more open-ended, but you've got over 20 different varieties of paper in this box. There should be a roll in the bottom of like some oversized pages. There should be some small pieces and bits of paper, and then there should be some standard kind of 8.5 by 11 size. My challenge to you at home to do with all of these papers, you can do what you want with them, but one of my very, very, very favorite things to do is collage. Paper collage looks awesome. This is my campfire guitar that I take out with me anytime I go camping. And my friend Jennifer collaged it with paper from maps and stamps and encyclopedias and all of the kinds of paper you're going to find in this box. So you might want to look around your house for an object that has a cool shape to it. Doesn't have to be small. Maybe it's a big thing, but it could also be really small and delicate too. Maybe it's a special box. Even this cardboard box itself looks pretty plain and ugly. What if you covered it in paper? So just use some scissors, cut things up to the shape that you want them. What's not included in the box, you would probably want some Mod Podge or simple Elmer's glue. School glue would work to kind of like lay all those pieces down. You could also use the roll of tape in your box, and that can make a really interesting technique, kind of joining all of these pieces of paper. But there are lots of fun ways to do decoupage, and I challenge you to make a paper collage using all of the paper in your box. So those are the two really fun challenges you can do with our PaperCraft Loose Parts DIY art box. Have fun. Don't follow any directions. I'd love to see what you come up with. Thanks so much.